Okay, today we're working on a 1994 Mazda Miata. And this vehicle came into shop because it intermittently would not shift into overdrive. Automatic transmission, of course. And the test we're going to show you today is we're going to monitor the signal that the transmission computer is giving to the transmission solenoids. Now, being this is a 1994 model, when you hook up your scan tools, or at least the scan tools we have, it doesn't show any data on this thing. So we have to do it the old-fashioned way, where we actually tap into the circuits that go from the TCM to the transmission shift solenoids and watch the firing order of the solenoids. And I'll show you how we're doing that. Okay, so this is the actual tool we have right here. I made this many years ago, back in the 90s. And it actually has 3 LED lights on it, and I've got the 3 LED lights tapped into the transmission solenoids. And we turn the key on, you can see that they're tapped in right now, and I'll show you how we tap them in and how this thing works. Okay, so actually the way this tool works is it actually sticks onto the windshield. It's got resistors on the back, and then it's just the wires, of course, to go down to the tapping in. Okay, so we're underneath the car right now, and this wire harness right here, the white one, that's the actual wire harness that goes into the transmission valve body for the shift solenoids. And what we did is we went over here to the connector and we tapped into the wires one by one for the solenoids. And this is how we probe the wires right here, if you can see that. Give you an idea how we got in there. And of course, these solenoids are grounding solenoids, so we grounded out one side, and then of course we tapped into the wires on the other side to get our lights to work. See if we can get you a little bit better picture here. Okay, so this is the actual wire diagram for this car. You can see it's a 94 Mazda MX-5 Miata 1.8. And what we did is we tapped into the transmission solenoids right here. You can see that there's actually 4 solenoids in there, the 3.2, the 3.4, the 2.3, and the 1.2. We just tapped into the 1.2 solenoid, the 2.3, and the 3.4. We're not worried about the 3.2 control. So these are the wire colors that we identified it with, and those are the ones we tapped into right there. And as you can see, they're grounding solenoids. So we got one of our leads for our test lights on the wires, the blue and yellow, the orange and the blue, and then we grounded the other side of each LED light on our tool. Okay, we're going to take this car for a road test now, but let me show you what we're looking for here. So we've tapped into the solenoids. They're called switches here, but switch 1 is the 1.2, switch 2 is the 2.3, and switch 3 is the 3.4 solenoid, as you can see on this diagram. And what we're going to be looking for is we're going to watch our test lights. For example, when we're in first gear, it looks like all the lights will be on right here that we're tapped into. And when we go to second gear, light 1 will go off, and we'll have the other 2 still on. And we go to third gear, light 1 and 2 will be off, and the third light will be on. When we go to fourth gear, all 3 lights will be off. So let's take it for a ride and see what it looks like. Now this will tell us, when we don't have fourth gear, this will tell us whether or not the transmission is commanding no fourth gear, or the transmission is not getting fourth gear on its own. Alright, so this is kind of the old-fashioned way of doing it. Back before scan tools would monitor shift solenoid data. This is the way you had to look at what was being commanded to the transmission. So right now I've just started it up, and let's take a look at our lights. We're actually in neutral right now, or park, either one, don't matter. And all 3 lights are on. So all 3 solenoids are being told to turn on right now. I'm going to select reverse, back out of the shop. We're in reverse right now, and as you can see, we only have solenoid 3 on right now. Let's take this thing for a ride around the block and see what's going to do.